Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NWA Goes Extreme live from the 2300 Arena. We again have an absolutely stacked card for you here tonight, and we'll start running through some of the matches that you'll see. Our first is Yuka Sakazaki challenging Kenzie Page for the NWA World Women's Championship. Kenzie Page has turned on her sister Kylie, but Yuka Sakazaki is new to the NWA and is looking to take the title off the historic run of Kenzie Page. We will also see Ortiz take on TJP for the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship in a no-holds-barred match. Ortiz has recently debuted. TJP has been the World Junior Heavyweight Champion since NWA 77, so we'll see what happens when these two collide with no holds barred. In our main event, Bishop Dyer will not only face one, but he will face two different challengers as he faces Corino and Matt Lee for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Bishop Dyer has been NWA World Heavyweight Champion since NWA 77 when he beat Colby Corino's current manager, Rob Van Dam. Matt Lee wants to prove that he's not to be underestimated and he wants to claim the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So we'll see who walks away with the £10 of gold. We'll find out this and more tonight at NWA Goes Extreme. We kick off the show with a few pre-show matches, and in the first, Dylan McKay does defeat Rolando Perez in just under 7 minutes with a shooting star press. Gets a 35 rating, which is quite good considering the two people in the match. Dylan McKay getting a 37, Rolando Perez being off his game getting a 23, but a good way to start the pre-show. In our second pre-show match of the night, Natalia Markova defeats Haley J in about 8.5 minutes. A really good match here, a 49 rated. Natalia Markova getting a 52. Her ratings have definitely improved over the recent months. And Haley J getting a 38, equaling out to a good 49 rated pre-show match. And in our third and final pre-show match, a 53 rated pre-show match, the best one of the three, Weber Hatfield does defeat Daisy Kill in just under 8 minutes. Again, these two had great chemistry together. Weber Hatfield getting a 62, Daisy Kill getting a 29, so a good way to finish the pre-show, and we'll move on to the main show of NWA Goes Extreme. The main show kicks off with an excellent 57 rated match as Max the Impaler defeats Oliver Carter after interference from Father James Mitchell. These two have been on a collision course for NWA Goes Extreme, but tonight Max the Impaler does get the better of Oliver Carter, but only because of interference by Father James Mitchell. We'll have to see how Oliver Carter responds to this and if these two will clash again. In our next match, a 51 rated match, we see 2 or 3 debuts as Emi Sakura and Mei Saruga they team with Kylie Page to take on the team of Erica Reed, La Rosa Negra and Makoto. And the babyface team of Sakura, Saruga and Page do in fact take the victory in this one. Really good performances all round. Sakura and Saruga getting late 50s, Kylie Page getting a 31, Reed and La Rosa Negra getting 34s, and Makoto getting a 49. But again, Erica Reed being off a game. Kylie Page is getting stale, so we have to change her gimmick. But very good debuts here. These three women are from Choco Pro in Japan, which has recently been acquired by the NWA, so you will be seeing these women a lot more. And to back that up, we have Casey Catanzaro and Lacey Lane coming out to challenge the team of Sakura and Saruga to a match for the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championships. They challenge them for the first episode of NWA Power, which will be back on the air in 2026. So the first, probably main event of our first rebranded episode of NWA Power will be High Five against Emi Sakura and Mei Suruga for the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championships. Next, we have Simon Diamond. He's out in the ring. He begs the Sandman to come down to the ring and fight him. He remembers what happened at NWA 77 and he wants revenge. He's in the home of ECW and he wants the Sandman to make his triumphant return to the 2300 arena. Then the lights go out. Enter Sandman starts to play and the Sandman appears in the rafters with the Blue Man again. They both make their way down to the ring, and as they're about to enter the ring, Jeremiah Plunkett and BK Westbrook attack from behind. Diamond said he's not on his own. He's got his backup with him, he's got his boys, and he's got his new man in BK Westbrook. So the Diamonds in the Rough are expanding. It's not just Plunkett and Slade anymore. Westbrook is now in the Diamonds in the Rough, and he's helping Simon Diamond take down the Blue Meanie and the Sandman. In our next match, we have the NWA United States Tag Team Championships on the line as Vic and his partner Silas Mason defeat the Faithless for the United States Tag Team Championships. Silas Mason, a former member of the Southern Six, it looks like Father James Mitchell has got in his head, and it looks like he may be joining the Disciples of Sin, as him and Vic now hold the NWA United States Tag Team Championships. After the match, James Mitchell congratulates both Vic and Silas on their win, but Taylor and Morton come down to the ring. They ask the Hillbilly what he's doing with Mitchell and Vic. He asks why he's winning titles with them and not the Southern Six. But then Vic attacks them both from behind. He leaves them laying as Silas Mason walks away with Father James Mitchell, seemingly ending the Southern Six for good. In our next match, a match for the NWA World Television Championship, as we see a fatal four-way between EC3, Trevor Murdoch, Mike Mondo and Spencer Slade, which is all set up at Looks That Kill. But in a huge shock, Trevor Murdoch, the man that wasn't meant to be involved in this match at all, defeats EC3, Mondo and Slade to become the new NWA World Television Champion. Again, the match that was originally planned was EC3, Mondo and Slade. Trevor Murdoch enters himself after his big win against Vic on the last show, and he is now the new NWA World Television Champion. In our next segment, Mark Henry is in his office. He's gathered Bishop Dyer, Matt Lee and Colby Corino, all three that are competing in the main event tonight. He says he's going to make sure there's a clear winner here in the 2300 arena. He takes the belt off Dyer and he says that will be hanging it up high above the ring, as the main event will now be a ladder match. So there's definitely going to be a clear winner tonight, as the belt will be cast high, way above the ring, and they'll have to climb a ladder to pull it down. In our next match, a match for the NWA World Women's Championship, Yuka Sakazaki draws with Kenzie Page just over 15 minutes following a double pin. Really good match here, a 60 rated match, an excellent match, as Yuka Sakazaki gets a 62, Kenzie Page with a 55. Again, not a conclusive winner, a complete draw between the two, so they will have to run it back on NWA Power when it's back on the air. So there's no conclusive winner, so a rematch will be coming up very soon. In our next segment, Bully Ray, he finds Titus backstage. He says that he knew the Slime Balls weren't man enough to face Bojack and Rocket at Looks That Kill as they'd planned to give it all. Titus is actually quite concerned. He doesn't know where the Slime Balls are. They should have been in the arena by now. So he calls them. The camera then cuts over to the Slime Balls. They're just pulling up to the Howard Theatre, ready for their big match at Looks That Kill. Titus obviously informs them that he's in the 2300 arena for NWA Goes Extreme. Sage Chance then starts to realise they may have mixed up their dates, and they blame it on the amount of basketball practice they'd been playing after their humiliating defeat to the unathletic school children at Looks That Kill. So these slime balls aren't here tonight, they've only just turned up to Looks That Kill, which was 2 weeks ago. In our next match, a match for the NWA World Tag Team Championships, Bully Ray's boys of Bojack and Marsh Raquette defeat Los Tranquillos when Bojack submits Tetsuya Naito. So we have new NWA World Tag Team Champions as Bojack and Marsh Raquette are newly crowned. So Bully Ray, his premonition is correct. What he said, that Bojack and Marsh Raquette will be tag champions by the end of the year. And here we are on the 27th of December, and they have won their first NWA Tag Team Championships. In our semi-main event for tonight, Ortiz goes one-on-one with TJP in a no-holds-barred match. And in a big shock, Ortiz defeats TJP to become the new NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Ortiz getting a 62 rating, TJP getting a 57, equaling out to a 59. Again, a good match here. But we now have a new NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Just before the main event, Shane Douglas comes out with the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He talks about how he threw this exact belt down all those years ago to start the revolution that was ECW. But now he's here on behalf of the NWA, and it's an honour for him to hang this belt up high, ready for the main event ladder match. And in that main event, an excellent 70 rated match. Bishop Dyer retains the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Corino and Matt Lee as he's able to pull the belt down. This is his fourth defense of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and it's an absolutely excellent match. A brilliant way to finish the show and a huge way to retain the belt. Bishop Dyer getting a 63, Corino getting a 71, Matt Lee getting a 55. Again, Corino just coming short of winning the NWA World Heavyweight Championship once again, but I'm sure he'll be back for more in the near future. But at the moment, the reign of Bishop Dyer does stay intact, and that is how we'll close the show. So the show gets a 60 rating, which I believe is our second best show. Again, the shows are going to be lowly rated because of the production values, but it does increase our popularity in 30 regions. A really good show here to finish off 2025 and to start our new show on NWA Power. So we'll go to our backstage area, we'll see what popularity we've gained, we'll see if we've made any money, and we'll praise some certain wrestlers. So we will be praising Emi Sakura, Mei Saruga, and Colby Corino. Emi Sakura is pleased, as is Saruga, and Colby Corino is very happy. I don't believe there was any injuries on the show, so we'll go straight to our financial report. We did make around $9,000 on this show. The show was a bit more expensive than normal, costing us around $12,000 in workers, around $9,000 for our show cost. We did have an extra special set that cost an extra $1,000. Did make just over 18,000 in ticket sales and just under 10,000 in broadcast revenue. So a good profit made tonight. We'll see our popularity recap. Once again, we do grow in very many areas. We've gone up to 27 in Centro. We've gone up to 12 in Midlands and Wales, and then we've gone up to 30 in New England. So a good amount of popularity growth. You can see we've also, as I mentioned earlier, bought out Choco Pro. So we do have a good bit of growth around Japan as well, which is able to help us get on a YouTube deal in Japan. But there will be no media scrum, so I'll see you back at the home office area. So here we are back in the office area. Again, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of news going on except for this here. It looks like Booker T has quit NXT, so we'll have to maybe have a look at bringing him into the NWA. But there doesn't seem to be much else. We'll look at our emails. Again, Erica Reed is gone. Her time here at NWA has come to an end. She's going back to PWA. She did have a good few appearances here, and we may be looking at bringing her back in the near future. But our viewing figures, we do get about 47,500 viewers overall, which is obviously absolutely excellent. And we're hoping to be growing on that once NWA Power comes back on the air. So if we go to our home area, we will see we are on the 28th of December. We are a few days away from 2026. And our next show that I'll come to you with, our next episode, will be the rebranded NWA Power. I'm going to wait until we take over to 2026 to actually put it back on the air. That's why it doesn't show it's there at the moment. But once we take over, I will be placing NWA Power back on the air. So that will be the next episode I come to you with. It will be all 4 tapings of NWA Power in one episode. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Saving the NWA. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment any wrestlers you may want to see in the series. And I'll see you at NWA Power.